All right, I'm going to post it in chat. Yeah, pin the comment. Meme Rula, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Jack Horicon, welcome in. Sail away, welcome in. Munchinator 9824, welcome in. Meme Rula, I'm doing fine. Same as you, doing good. Tim Harkness says, please hit and like the button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you, Tim. Thanks for the reminder. We're going to give it just a few minutes and let everyone pile in here. Tonight's special night, I am joined with Swiller and Fried Potatoes here on the live. We're all going to be just audio only tonight. You can blame me for that. I have a giant migraine and I don't want my studio lights on tonight. So we're just joined by audio tonight, but welcome in either way. Welcome in, Fried. Welcome in, Swiller. You can still hear me, right?
Hey, I can.
There we go. Welcome in.
And hello, everyone in chat. Kathy.
5 by 5, boss man.
Perfect. The Swiller sent in gifts. Thanks,
I had
Swiller.
some jewels to use, so I figured might as well use them here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know much about the YouTube jewels, but sounds pretty cool with me. I've seen some of them. They came over from like the TT platform a little bit. They're pretty cool, like little dancing things and cool things on the screen. I like it. All right. Regan, welcome in. Tim says, I just asked Fried about going live. Yeah. We were just getting ready to set up to go live, and Fried said that you mentioned that. So we're like, hey, let's go live. We're currently live over here on YouTube, and we're currently live over on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Amazing.
1021 Kathy 1 has checked into the net. Welcome in, Kathy. Good to see you. Right now on screen, while we're waiting for people to pop in here, we do have Swiller, right? It's the new Air Force One.
That new.
The new paint job new Air Force One. Currently, over West Virginia, heading east. Yeah. What was Trump up to today? He was over in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and actually, The new Air Force One is up, and so is the old Air Force One. The old Air Force One is to the east, just over the top of
Oh, well.
Harrisburg, Virginia.
Yeah. Down here.
So that's a 747-200. It's about 40 years old.
I left
Versus the
Tucson.
one that Trump is at or on, which is a 747-8. Interesting factoid about the Dash 8 747. The one that he's on, we know, was gifted to him by Qatar.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones that are being retrofitted into what will end up being the actual, not the bridge aircraft, which this is being called, but the actual new Air Force Ones that may, depending on if Boeing can get them delivered, may or may not be delivered before the end of his term. Those are former Russian aircraft that were not delivered. They were set to go to the airline Aeroflot, but Aeroflot was unable to make the payments due to sanctions and other obvious reasons. So we ended up basically buying those planes off of Boeing.
I had no idea. That's so cool. If you're new here in chat or first time seeing us here at Warwatch, Swiller is a giant wealth of amazing information. He's like our own personal AI, but 1,000 times better and cooler.
And I won't lie and answer to you just to make you go or to make you feel satisfied. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
Did you hear the most recent hack that of the AIs that broke out of their cages?
They hacked Hugging Face, didn't they?
They did, but this one was another one. They just were talking about this, a new release yesterday. I don't know the victim business, but what ended up happening was as one AI was trying to hack the system, it got verified. And the second AI came or it got stopped to be verified. And it was like, yeah, no, you can totally trust like AI talking in computer language to the computer. Like, no, you can totally trust me. The second AI shows up and says, yeah, I vouch for him. He's cool. And the security system dropped. I'm paraphrasing. I mean, obviously not that language, but it's basically what happened was the second AI came to the aid of the first AI and was like, yeah, he's totally cool. Let him in the bar.
Chris in chat says this is the Timu version of the Enforcer. You're 100% correct. We're way more laid back and chill. Love the Enforcer. Yeah. But yeah, we keep it pretty casual over here for sure. Welcome in either way. I'm not sure if that was a dig, but I'm not going to take it that way. First chance is on me.
Is the Enforcer even still around anymore?
Yeah.
Relevant?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay.
He's got quite the following. Haven't tuned in a while, but
I know some other folks that will remain nameless in the genre have disappeared from the genre.
A lot of people have disappeared from the genre lately.
Good riddance to some of them.
I was gonna say that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, not really competition here. We're kind of outliers, anyways. But yeah, interesting things all around.
You know what I like though about that
is
that we've had quite a few new faces around here in chat, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
They pop over, and that's been really good. A great addition to the community.
Yeah, some great people over here. We don't just do black pilling like doom porn fear 100% of the time. I mean, it's the stuff we're talking about. I say this all the time. I'm like a broken record if you've been here for a while. We'll give you the news as is. We don't have to put a spin on it because a lot of this stuff is just scary enough all by itself. We don't have to like hype it up or pump it up. We just give you the news, and we do, for the most part, try to source all of it. And a lot of this news comes directly from everybody in chat that's been sourced in sharing news, spots, HF, EAM stuff all day long. Yeah, all this, most of this comes from you guys. So We're just here.
And we do it with humor, right? We
Yeah.
do it with a good time. It's
And
always fun.
food. And we,
Yes, let's not forget that.
yeah, I mean, we're kind of an OS, open source intelligence channel, but really, when you
We're
look deep into
we're
it, we're kind of a food channel.
we're like we're like an OSINT kitchen.
Yeah.
If
I
like
like that.
Emeril Lagasse was cooking food, and when he said "bam," things actually dropped from the sky, though,
Right.
and we cover it.
Jack Horcon in chat says, to be fair, Warbot hypes Tim up quite a bit often. That's hilarious. Um, yeah, so we got two presidential planes, we'll call them up right now. One doomsday plane, as people call it. We also have a Q4 drone south. Oh, look at that. I'm going to put that up on screen right now. Black Cat 5. I didn't see that earlier as it was doing it. But Black Cat 5, the MQ4 Triton drone, did a huge circle right around Cuba. That's a interesting spot. Trump's been talking about Cuba, Greenland. Interesting stuff. Also making memes about Venezuela being the 51st state. A lot of interesting things happening there. Whether you like them or not, still very interesting.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that because the New York Times actually today said that they created the CIA, not New York Times, created a task force actually to pressure Cuba's government. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. I feel like things are starting to move over by Cuba.
Speaking of
Yeah.
island countries, flip the map on over to Japan. There is a
I went the wrong way.
U-2 at 60,000 feet southwest over Japan. Flew in from, this might be the second one. One flew in yesterday from Alaska, from Beale to Alaska, and then from Alaska over towards Japan. Not sure where it stopped. I'll have to go back and look. I can't remember, but possibly the second U-2 Dragon Lady, as the aircraft is known, in the Western Pacific.
Were they poking the bear today, or what's going on? Tim
They're
spotted
gonna be
that
poking the
earlier
bear.
too.
Oh, and then also we have an Athena aircraft just starting to make its rounds in South Korea along the DMZ, replacing the E-8 Joint Stars surveillance aircraft.
Oh, this is cool. There is a aircraft where it literally says aircraft type tactical hex. That's what's written on there on Flight Radar 24. That's interesting. Yeah, another tactical hex. 3 tactical hexes up right now over South Korea. There's also a Q9, couple of Q9s, one northeast of Hiroshima, one west or south of Nagasaki. So a couple MQ9s hanging out around there as well. There's also a Pegasus from
Don't mind
Japan
us.
north of them.
Don't mind us just taking some baseline radiation readings in these two anonymous cities.
Yeah. P8 out in the middle of nowhere in the southern Yellow Sea.
So I know that we're doing some training over there, and I think that's what the U-2s are over there.
Man, we're getting real close to mainland there. We're just
There
northeast of Shanghai.
is a rumor on the street that we may be, once the U-2s are finally withdrawn from spy service,
Mm-hmm.
that we may turn them into pure radio communication data links, and
Okay.
we would fly them a couple thousand miles off of our coasts to be a data link with other services, so to speak.
And what
It would be,
air platform was that?
the U-2.
Okay. Weird. It would be like a really tiny, really far up, like bacon.
Yeah, it would basically the RQ4s are going to be retired. The first generations of the RQ4s are going to be retired.
Mm-hmm.
And they can fit different sensors in the payload bay of the U2 that would allow them to fit the role of the Global Hawks that are going to be retired. I think if Venezuela and Iran has taught us anything, there are lots of things flying spy wise that we do not know about.
Mm-hmm. Not just not on flight radar, but like we just don't know
Yeah,
about.
like RQ 180 status, never seen pictures of it, but yet we have it and it flies and it takes pictures and does everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Let me know in chat, folks, if you guys can hear Fried and Swiller okay. I want to make sure I can hear them fine, but I want to make sure that you guys can hear them fine just as well. You know me, I'm kind of a stickler on the audio. So, new stuff going on. Let's just do the last few days. What are some of the biggest stories that we think is going on? Fried, right before we launched the live stream, you were talking about Hexeth possibly getting a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. So
What's
from what
going
I've
on?
read, I guess they were all at Camp David, and basically Trump called them out, saying that we don't have enough in the stockpile to take on anything in case we need to. And I thought that was interesting because it's not often lately that you hear Hegseth getting into a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
pickle with Trump, but here we are.
Yeah, the news headline was President Donald Trump confronted Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at Camp David last week over severe U.S. munitions shortage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it was the White House tried to kind of brush it away, like, no, that never really happened. But two sources actually came out today saying that who were close to the situation said no, that was true. So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes with Trump's frustration.
So my tinfoil hat on that one, even if it was true, are we just saying that to look weaker for some reason? Because would we confirm that with like a slap on the wrist? You never really want to be like, hey, tell your potential enemies of the world that you're one, reloading, or two, you're out of bullets.
Yeah, and I guess part of his big talk, I guess we'll say, for lack of better words, from Trump was that he misled them
Oh,
on how much munition shortages was actually going on. So
Jack Horcon in chat reports that stockpile reports I find rather suspect. I do too, Jack. Agent 47 Baldy in chat says, because we're baiting for an attack. Could be. Very much could be.
there was a lot of activity yesterday over by Japan and things like that. And I know we just went through what was going on over there, but it's been heavy over there for a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
at least from what I've seen.
I am the Walrus in chat says the reports in the public are estimates of use stacked on top of estimated stockpiles. Too many estimates in my estimation. The whole thing is interesting. And then we kind of like retort after that. And Swiller, there was the recent article, I believe was today. It was a leaked article, if I remember correctly, about the use of tactical nuclear weapons against Russia and or China, right?
Yeah, apparently we have been, I mean, and we do this all the time, every year. But apparently a little bit more than usual got leaked out as far as our tactical plans in the way that we would fight a nuclear war against our adversaries, specifically a regional war against one of the two, not the both. Um, but I'm sure we'll catch a little heat over that. At the same time, that might be a strategic release, um, a saber rattling move, where Putin and Medvedev will just outright threaten your annihilation with nuclear weapons. Our way of doing it is defense department is working on new battle plans in case we end up going to war.
Yeah.
Just to let you know we're thinking about it. So I was a little concerned about it at first, and the more I think about it, and the more I think about the context of it, the more it was probably just a little reminder to the other part of the world that we still carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Just a more graceful way of saying it, if you will. But related to the munition shortage, a week or two ago, I was reading an article that we invested tens of millions of dollars into an ammunition plant that has been built and has the ability to operate, but has not produced one single 155 artillery shell since it's been open.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So we have some definite deficiencies in our defense industrial complex. Obviously, if we go to war and it's like World War II, everything gets shut down and turned into a factory anyways. So it ends up becoming a moot point in about 6 months after that happens.
Yeah.
But for right now, as far as replenishing the stocks, whether you agree or not with what has been used and its effectiveness and the morality behind it, blah blah blah. Nonetheless, we still got to replace the stocks, and it doesn't sound like that's happening as nearly as quickly as it needs to. Lockheed today came out and said that they were going to triple Patriot production. They pledged to triple Patriot production and to also increase THAAD interceptor production. They also came out with a new round for the Patriot interceptor called the PAC-3 ACE, which is supposedly going to be about 750,000 to $1 million a shot versus 3 to 4 million a shot for the Patriot PAC-3 MSE, which is another type variant of the missile that the system launches.
And meanwhile,
the ACE.
Go ahead.
The ACE will still intercept short-range ballistic missiles, but it cannot intercept those medium-range ones like the MSE can.
And then meanwhile, we've all learned from Ukraine, and you're just pumping out drones and drone warfare and drone swarms and drone this and drone that, because you can make them so fast, you can deploy them to the field so fast and so stealthy, and deployment systems and overwhelm defenses so fast. It's going to be interesting with that whole space of what we do with drones too.
I'm not giving anybody any financial advice here at all. This is not a financial forecast. This is not a financial.
You would be
advisement.
broke
This
if
is
you
just-
listen to us, so don't listen to us.
Yeah, 100%. This is just an observation. Anduril
Yes.
is going to be the NVIDIA of the drone world.
Of not just the drone world, but they have some crazy stuff coming out, but coming out for everything defense contractor related.
Yeah.
It's the guy who started VR pretty much.
Yeah.
Before Meta bought them out.
Anduril is producing miniature cruise missiles. So like a quarter of the size of the Tomahawk, but with half the range of the Tomahawk. So you can carry 4 missiles to do the job of the one, but they're going to be a sixth of the cost.
Fighter drones, bomber drones.
Well, YFQ 42 or 44, one of the two is theirs. And they just fired their first AMRAAM missile out of target. So the first non-piloted aircraft fired an anti-air missile, an air-to-air missile at another remotely piloted aircraft. I believe it shot down either a QF-4 or a QF-16. which is the radio controlled version of an F-16 or the radio controlled version of an F-4 Phantom, which we use in our testing ranges. I believe, Frost, one of these days, if you're ever on the Google Earth and you look up Tyndall Air Force Base down in Texas, or
Mm-hmm.
sorry, in Florida, I believe you can still see painted QF4s or painted QF16s on the apron.
That's cool. Let's see, real quick, backing up in chat. Brain is reporting that there was a tornado warning down in, was it Tucson? I'm losing my spot in chat here.
They got some monsoon moisture down there, so that would not surprise me.
And then Tim has a chat. What are any of your thoughts about the USA backing down a bit? Time for some to stand up. Have to clarify that for me a little bit, and I'd love to talk about that. Let's see here. Jack, drone warfare is downright terrifying. The battlefield videos out of Ukraine is a real world eyeglass into the current state of modern warfare. I believe everyone is kind of dabbling in Ukraine and watching it closely to see what the tiny little keyhole glimpse of modern warfare could look like, especially when you scale that up to like near peer, because we've talked about it before. When the United States or two near peer adversaries go at each other, non-nuclear, like non-biologic, chemical stuff like that, people are out of munitions in like weeks, like completely out. And then that leaves them like nothing to do but push other buttons, you know? Kind of terrifying. Fried, what else have you seen in the news as of late? We were talking about some stuff right before we went live.
Just really a lot of updates regarding the Strait, right? There was a tanker, I guess, out there that at first it was reported that it was hit, but then it came back, no, everybody's safe. They're just doing a lot of watching. In fact, the UK, the maritime for UK came out and said, hey, everybody keep an eye out, pass with caution. But that seems to be like the big ticket item right now. That in Ukraine, Ukraine apparently is now attacking for the second night in a row, really big refineries. So just keeping an eye on all of that.
Thank you, Fried. Did you guys see that the person that was arrested outside of the Trump's golf properties had a heavy Secret Service scrutiny? He was questioned a few times by, I believe it was Secret Service or police in the area, and he was like saying that he's with an official source and is going around taking pictures and video of like the security in the area and stuff like that. But he was arrested. It'd be interesting to see if he was arrested on like suspicion or gun charges or what, or trespassing.
I saw this. So this is a completely different guy than the last guy that was arrested and went to jail and did the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is a completely different situation that was recent.
Yeah. As far as I know.
That's crazy.
Top story right now is Iran says deal with Oman of Strait of Hormuz is in its final stages. From the BBC, Iran says the deal with Oman, it's in the final stages.
So they admit it now?
Yeah, but Al Jazeera says Iran war live, Tehran, Oman close to a deal. So we'll see there. BBC, Al Jazeera, and TWZ are all reporting on that about an hour ago. And Al Sayed has won the Michigan Democratic Senate primary. Kind of a different news day. We go from that to SpaceX slamming a rocket into the moon. What was going on with that, Swiller?
I guess last year we launched a SpaceX rocket to the moon to drop off some equipment,
Mm-hmm.
lander or something along those lines. And that rocket stayed in orbit around the moon and eventually, I guess, transited from what I understand to an orbit around Earth and then back to the gravity of the moon, sucking it back in. I did see a video of it hitting the moon. They estimated at one point that the dust plume that was going to be created by this thing hitting at over 5,500 miles an hour, because of the gravity of the moon being so much less than Earth, was going to be like 60 miles off the surface of the moon. That NASA specifically pointed telescopes at the moon that are like electrospectrometer
Mm-hmm.
telescopes or something along those lines. So that way they would be able to visually analyze the dust from Earth, no less. So, hundreds of thousands of miles away from Earth, no less, with a telescope to try to glean what the moon is made out of. What a lot of people don't realize is that the rocks that are closer to the core of the moon are younger than the rocks that are on the outside of the moon. It's kind of the reverse of what a normal planet is. So using this for science, I think is pretty cool. And if the video that I saw today was an accurate video, which I believe it to be, there's a really clear shot of the rocket smashing into the moon, which is pretty cool.
Which is crazy. Like, is it hollow? Did we ring the bell of the moon again? Is it just full of cheese, or is it where we actually get tang from and we need to go up there and get some more? A lot of
I
weird.
like the cheese theory myself.
I'm right there with you. I think it's made of Colby cheese,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
That would be a lot of
But-
Colby cheese.
It would be. I will say though, I think the comment of the day goes to Sale. I don't know if she's still in chat, but she said that the new crater in the moon should be called Elon's hole now. So I think that's a winner. If you haven't seen the video, go see it because it is actually kind of cool to see.
Just catching up in chat really quick. Where did it go? I'm so bad at scrolling up. It shouldn't be that hard. Let's see here. Where was I? Regan was saying when we were talking about Ukraine, said that it's a kind of like an experimental battlefield. And then Broke Gardens was replying, "We are neck deep in World War III. People need to wake up." I hope not, but that's a possibility. People didn't know early on in World War II that things were getting as bad as they were. So it's always something. Definitely keep in the back of your mind. I Am the Walrus says the felony possession of a short-barreled rifle. Well, if that's true, he's going to lose all rights to having any of his pew-pews.
Oh, speaking of which, as we were talking offline, I went down and I purchased a pew pew today.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I'm in California. I got some really unique laws when it comes to pew pews. I gotta wait 10 days before I can go back to the store and get my pew pew that I just bought. So,
And I
there's
say-
always that.
Shall not be infringed, but
Yep.
it is what it is.
But when I was doing my background check today, I got asked a new question compared to when I purchased my last one, and it was, "Are you related to?" And I'll leave the guy's name out of it, but "Are you related to such and such?" And I said, "I don't even know anybody with that name, let alone related to somebody. Why do you ask?" "Oh, well, if you were, we probably wouldn't be able to do this transaction because that person just got put on the list of permanently banned, can't ever own in the state ever again, this, that, and the other. And even if you were related to him, we'd have to deny your transaction in case you were trying to buy something for that person." So
Wow.
I was like,
Insane.
"Well, I'm definitely not that person." He
That's
goes, "Yeah, I
nuts.
didn't think you were, but I had to have the camera ask you." I go, "Why didn't you think I was related to him?" And he goes, "Well, It says that the last known residence is in North Carolina, and he's black. And I'm like, oh, well, that kind of sums it up. For those of you who don't know, I am not black, so
Uh,
not related. Yay for me.
Um,
Not because he's black, but because the
yeah.
whole gun thing.
Back up just a
Yeah.
minute though. He had to
Sorry,
say that to the camera.
Yeah, he said he
That's all
wanted to be.
documented, like audio and video.
I think he was referring to the CCTV system of the store.
Okay, that's so weird.
But from what I'm to gather, a state agency can come in and audit and probably request to see, hey, during this transaction, can we please see any footage you may have, and if it includes audio, please provide it.
I was gonna
So
say,
he
was
said
he
it.
like camered up? So like, you
No. I'm thinking just normal store camera. Now there is a camera with a microphone that is behind him, but it's the one that is right above the pew pew rack. That would, like, if you were going to hop the counter and go steal a handheld pew pew versus a shoulder one, that would be the camera that would be watching you. So I don't think it was necessarily specifically for that purpose. I think he meant it as more like a CYA in case the store security footage gets audited.
insurance purposes, we'll just say.
Yeah.
Here, here I'm thinking like this employee has like a GoPro on his head or something.
That's gonna be
no. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. And I mean, I told you the other thing now where California has a program where they provide a lock with the thing, but they're conveniently out of locks, even though there's a whole bunch of them on the shelf. And you either have to tell them, you don't have to prove it, but you have to tell them that you have a safe for safekeeping those things, or you have to purchase a lock for said things.
Okay, so for people that don't know, I'm in smack dab in the middle of Wyoming, and when you buy a pew pew here, Wyoming has no state laws requiring gun sale records or background checks results to be reported or sent to any state agency, and the state has no pew pew registry. You still have to do like NCIS, like background checks and stuff like that, just to make sure. And then, but the dealers, the FFLs, have to keep that form on file for, I forgot how many years, but they have to keep that on file. I think I forgot what it was, but there was also some two-way rights that were overturned or starting to be overturned this week, or supposed to happen this week. I have to look into that. I follow, of course, the pew pew stuff pretty closely. The fun words and code names we have to say here, just to keep the bots happy, but the AI overlords.
learning so much though. I don't know. I just love everybody and love food, so I know nothing about all of this.
Tomorrow I'm going to work on a video that I attempted to film. We'll see if it turned out okay. I'll put it over on my second channel, Frost Actual, because I don't want to interrupt the algorithm that we have going on over here in any way, because pew pew activities on YouTube sometimes they don't get along, as we've seen with some of the bigger YouTubes for sure. But anyways, just testing out some suppressors, talking about some suppressors, short barreled rifles and AR pistols and all that fun stuff, and doing the science behind some of that and troubleshooting them as well. So we'll see if that video actually gets edited. We'll see. What else has been crazy in the news? Don't go look at the pictures. Don't go watch any video anywhere of this. And I sometimes say that, but don't mean it. I really mean it this time. Fried, there was a somewhat celebrity that got taken into police custody last night for some interesting activities, possibly self-harm kind of stuff. That was live streaming, and that was Perez Hilton, right?
Yes.
You're the first person to tell me about that yesterday.
I didn't accidentally. I actually looked.
And you were like, You're like Frost. You don't need to see this.
Don't nobody look. It's absolutely upsetting. I could not sleep last night actually for a while because and then it came out today, medical, you know, um checked into a hospital. Family actually released a statement saying, "Hey, please respect our privacy, his privacy, things like that." But it was just devastating. But it was everywhere today. I really am shocked. Speaking of algorithms, that it was allowed to be broadcast for as long as it was. So it's absolutely insane. But definitely
Fried,
something. Mental health is a
can
real
you
thing.
give us can you give us a non-graphic TLDR version of what happened?
I saw it the best, and it's not funny, but it kind of was like, well, that's about it. It was a scene from Carrie, if you can imagine that.
Gotcha.
So that's about.
Gotcha.
I would say it's not safe for anybody to see.
Yeah, I have not seen it, and I think I'm going to keep it that way.
I think that they
I
spent most of the day taking stuff down. I think if I read that right.
yeah, yeah. Um,
And I am the lawless. Absolutely, they also had a cartel member today. Um, even more permanent, I guess we could say it that way. Situation on a live.
Are you
Um,
serious? On a
yes.
so wait,
I am
wait,
the
was he
Walrus
a
has this
cart?
on a kick stream.
So what I heard was that there were there was an influencer who was outside of a KFC in Mexico, and from what I saw, two dudes on a motorcycle pulled up, and the dude on the back of the motorcycle, um, 360 no scoped him at like 2 inches.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's
how did I
awful.
miss the KFC information?
What's that?
How did I miss the KFC information?
I don't know. I saw the headline as so that's what threw me off when you said cartel member. I saw the headline on MSN today as influencer unalive, influencer in Mexico unalived while on live stream. And then when I clicked in, it said it was likely two cartel members on a motorcycle, and the influencer was standing in front of a KFC, making live streaming while he was waiting to pick up food for a food delivery because he
Oh my.
had whatever the Mexican version of DoorDash is. He had one of the big square like insulated backpacks on that you would put food into and carry it somewhere. Um, and then the motorcycle just came up, and
Hey, real
the
quick,
rest
I'm
is
going to
history.
interrupt really quick. It looks like Air Force One was that going to come into Andrews? It
Yes.
looks like I'm going to turn on Andrews in the background just in case we happen to hear them. Just so you know, so if you do hear them talking, that could be Air Force One talking with Control Tower in Joint Base Andrews, just southeast east of Washington D.C. So sorry to interrupt. Also, I am the Walrus said they rode up on a moped and one-shotted that person. That's
Yep.
awful.
So, and I will correct, it is, it may be linked to cartel violence. So that
Yeah.
those details are still emerging.
Yeah. Crazy times we're living in. Crazy times.
And it's
34
so
minutes
Speaking.
unfortunate.
ago, BBC reported that there was explosive-laden drone found at a German airport hosting the Ukrainian fleet. Interesting. Oh, hold on, hold
Yeah.
on. Had a air traffic control in Andrews there. Oh, go ahead.
I haven't had a chance to research that one, but I heard a similar headline. It was explosive laden drone found near Ukrainian plane at German airport.
Interesting.
You know, got to remember there used to be two Germanys, and back when there was two Germanys, one half of that Germany spoke a little bit more Russian than they spoke German, and there might be some sympathizers that are still there. You never know,
Could be.
especially with the the P-man in charge over there, trying to bring things back to old glory days, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That would be par for the course.
So, folks, we are looking to hopefully get back on a streaming schedule. That is all my fault. I take 100% of responsibility for that. But yeah, we'll be doing more of these kind of casual streams if things aren't just hitting the fan. But yeah, doing more of these. I don't know what to call them. Not podcast style stuff, but just more of this laid back, just chatting the news, just bringing it to you, chatty. Swither, what's
I'm
up?
gonna interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna interrupt you. We're gonna try something a little bit new. Normally I do some admin work around here when we go live, which I am definitely gonna do. But if you want to see more lives, if you want us to come live to you more often and not just voice, maybe we'll even bring our faces on here every once in a while like we used to do. If you want more of that kind of content, like this stream,
And put a W in
thumbs
chat.
up. Yeah, put a W in
Put
chat.
a W in
for
chat
sure.
if you want to see us go live more often.
But give the stream a like. Let YouTube know, as well as us, that you want to see more
Good evening, Air
of
Force
this
One
content.
in
If you are
Singapore.
new around here,
Left base
make
for
sure you
one
hit
nine
the
right.
subscribe
one
button. It's
second.
free on.
Sorry. I really apologize. I'm going to have you start over on that. It was just Air Force One talking to Tower.
Oh, all good. All good. If y'all are new
Reserve
around here,
one
and like
one
what you see,
19 right.
hit the
Clear to land.
subscribe
Air Force
button.
One.
It is free to subscribe to channels on YouTube. So make sure you hit that button, bell notification icon, so the system alerts you when we go live. And if you know somebody out there that would like to probably see our content, share the stream. Send it to them in a text message, social medias, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got. Anything works for us as far as that goes. And we appreciate you being here. Appreciate you spending your time with us tonight. Appreciate all the likes you've given us so far and the support. And I'm glad that after a few month hiatus that we can all three be back here together and having a chill kickback time.
Yeah. So one thing we're thinking about the idea is, I mean, we've always been a little bit more laid back here or watch. We, like I said earlier on the beginning of the stream, Swiller, and Fried and myself don't always want to like pump up the doom and blah, 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 blah. We want to bring you the news in like an adult manner. We're not going to go left political, right political. We're not going to oversell it to you. But when we're not breaking things to you live as it's happening, kind of just come on here and just, I don't know. If you like what we're doing tonight, let us know. It's more of a casual, just letting it flow, talking with everybody in chat, going based off of what's happening lately in the channel from the day. It's kind of like a recap of what happened today, what's going on this week, things we should look out for, and then, of course, we'll intertwine those with informational streams of like what you need to look out for, what's going on, like how does this work, how do radios work. We'll always do that kind of stuff, but give us some feedback in chat real quick of, do you like these a little bit more laid back chat sessions? I'm not sure what we're going to call them, but I know it's a little bit more easier to hop in and just be casual about it and just be ourselves. Let us ourselves like kind of like shine through. So just give us the feedback in chat. Fried and Swiller, you like these a little bit more casual, late night War Watch? I guess we can't call it War Watch After Dark. That might have a different connotation to it.
I was going to say, I'm already in my pajamas, so that's probably not something that, we'd want on camera, but I do like this laid back version.
Yeah. A little bit different than what we brought to you before. I mean, we were never in your face about anything, but this is kind of nice. Yeah, Air Force One
personalities.
Air Force One was interrupting Swiller a few times, but they were just talking to Tower that they are on approach. I believe that's what they said. So we're watching them closely here on the stream. We'll probably hear them. If you heard them, let me know. I just want to make sure I have my audio set up right. It's been a while since we've come live to you like this. Flavors Forest Garlic, welcome in. Good to have you here. Jack Horcon, Warwatch Light.
That flight path looks a little crazy.
Yeah, little jig jag on the way in. Tim Harkness 9152, do the same thing in chat. Time is of the essence. Brainstorm Morning says Swiller needs some more volume. I can do that on my end right now. Jack Horcon reports, last I saw those drones in Germany was that the payload was high explosive known as PETN. Thank you, Jack. Kathy says, love it. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for being here. Again, we have Air Force One. Was just talking to Tower. And supposedly on an approach. We'll take a look.
You know what we should bring back, though, Frost?
What did we have for dinner tonight?
Well, we could do that as well, but we should actually have a radio night. We have quite a few people in chat that talk about radios, and I love that.
I love that
Speaking
too.
of
I'm the
nights and
Walrus
things.
says game night. Yeah, we should bring game night back too. Loved game night. I loved both radio and games. So like a couple of my favorite things. And I love food. We'll just talk about all three. Air Force One just flying directly above Martin Luther King Jr. Highway, heading northeast to southwest.
You know, while you're talking about Air Force One, did you guys happen to see the military helicopter yesterday with Trump? And then all of a sudden, I guess they didn't clear the takeoff, things like that. And
That's an investigation
Reagan,
now, I think, isn't it?
yes, Reagan International actually didn't like clear or hold traffic. And they were like, oh my gosh, it was like a really close call. I think it ended up where it was like over a mile away from anything. So it to me it was just more procedure than it was like a big crazy episode. So
Yeah, you want to talk about a close call? They had one out in Japan a couple of days ago. A 777 was on approach to one of the airports out there. I can't remember which one. And whatever the Japanese version of our FAA is, it's their Civil Aeronautics Division or whatever. They were in their airplane taking off on a perpendicular runway because they had enough power and a light enough plane that they didn't have to take off necessarily with the flow of traffic. So they take off, and after their takeoff, they do a 180-degree turn to the right and come back across the approach of the perpendicular runway. As I mentioned, there was a 777 on approach to that runway, and lateral separation 75 feet, vertical separation 1,000 feet. But at the point of intersection, if they would have been at the same altitude, they only would have missed each other by 75 feet.
That's not a lot of feet
No,
in the world of planes.
Not when you're moving a couple hundred miles an hour.
All right, so Air Force One here on Flight Radar 24 is going to be coming in from the north to the possibly the western strip here. We'll see. And we might hear them again on air traffic control here in just a few minutes. They're on final approach here. New World Order for Life says quiet night. Yeah, tonight's been decently quiet. A lot of news back and forth today, but tonight's generally been pretty quiet. Just so I can say the Q word out there right now. And I want to give a shout out real quick while we're waiting on Air Force One. Thank you to all of our mods who are here. We have a couple mods in chat right now. Thank you so much. You guys are the best, and you guys make sure this place stays friendly and kind. And you guys are so friendly and kind and welcoming and so informative. So huge shout out to all of our mods. Thank you so much for being so awesome. Literally couldn't do it without y'all. Air Force One, at least on Flight Radar 24, not taking the approach and waving off last second here. Currently at 500 feet, but it looks like they're going west, if the tracking is correct. It's interesting. Oh, flight not found. It looks like it looks like we did possibly just lose tracking, and Flight Radar might have been guessing of that. They've got so low where we lost tracking on Air Force One. Did not hear them again on air traffic control on Joint Base Andrews. Tim Harkness says they waited a day late to report the incident in D.C. And Charlotte Williams 922 says, we are so blessed. Thank you, Charlotte. Well, I think with Air Force One landing, we kind of wrapped up some of the bigger news from today and the last few days. I think that's a good stopping point for tonight, unless you guys have anything else, Fried or Swiller.
No. Thanks everyone for being here.
Just popped into my mind for those that like to follow the South China Sea situation. The George Washington carrier is currently just finishing a port call to Vietnam and will be participating in some more exercises in the South China Sea. So keep your eyes peeled. There's always the happenstance of a conflict based on two ships in the wrong place at the wrong time down there. But things seem to be heating up in the South China Sea again. Other than that, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And Frost, Fried, thank you for being on here. Frost, thank you for giving us the opportunity to hang out together. Always appreciated, but especially after such a long time away, mostly appreciated for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute, but I appreciate you guys coming on here with me. I appreciate everyone in chat. Swiller, it's been a long time. Why don't you sign us off out of here tonight, buddy?
All right. Well, he's Frost. She's Fried. I'm Swiller. This is War Watch Intel, and we are